Hey, all you basketball junkies out there, I'm Steve Carfino bringing you the wrap because we wrap up the Molten Waratah League. Let's start off at the Shark Tank in Sutherland, where Sutherland got Manly at home, but it was the Sharks' Isaac Turner's 31 at 58% and Manly's Stevie Blaze with 32 at 63% that was worth the price of admission. A nail-biter at the Brick Pit went down a little something like this. Mitch Rowder's jumper put Maitland up by 3. Then an offensive rebound and a three-point basket by Patrick Emery tied the game. Then it was a busted play that got Mitch Rowder the ball in the corner, and then boom goes the dynamite. Maitland get one at the buzzer. Hills, after leading by 10 at halftime, went down to Newcastle. Then on Sunday, Illawarra made it a bad weekend for Hills. The Hawks' Jared Sorensen had 10 points and 16 rebounds. The Comets pumped Maitland with all 5 starters reaching double figures. And the Central Coast got 49 of 81 points from their bench to get Newcastle at home by 9. Now let's transition over to the ladies. North sent the Bankstown Bruins back home licking their wounds, thanks to Kirsten Barnes' 23 points at 65% to go along with her 12 rebounds. Newcastle on the road at Hills. The Hunters shot a better percentage, had more rebounds, and committed less turnovers, leaving Newcastle a perfect record for the year. Sutherland won the first quarter and lost the following 3, but hung on to win at home. Claire Thompson and Danielle Pratt recorded double-doubles for the Sharks. Illawarra beat the struggling Hornets, and in the second leg of Newcastle's double, the Hunters D held the Sydney Comets to a single figures in 3 out of the 4 quarters. In Division I men's, the Canberra Gunners are still the team to beat, going a perfect 6 for 6 from the nation's capital on Saturday after defeating another top contender, the Wagga Heat. The Gunners sharing the workload with 4 players in double figures, while the Heat's Gage Day and Scott Hare combined for 63 of Wagga's 88 points. Staying in our nation's capital, and the Yowies were able to get the W at home this weekend against the Illawarra Hawks. The Shoalhaven Tigers were able to get a home victory before they spent some time on the road. The Tigers were able to get the early lead, which in turn got them the W. Bruce Ozalines, the best on court, with 34 points. In remaining matches, the Southwest Razorbacks were able to go back-to-back, defeating the Hills Hornets on the road, while the rest of the weekend saw Tamworth and Lithgow get some massive wins over the weekend, while Sutherland, St. George, Central Coast, and Norse were all able to get home victories. The Bathurst Gold Miners women's side were able to do what the men couldn't. The Miners were able to get the W over Shoalhaven on the road, and this started out a tight one before Bathurst were able to jump out in front after halftime, while Newcastle were able to get the roadie, defeating Tamworth. And once again, our youth division is brought to you by BNSW Campus. Let's start off with Men's Youth League Division I. And Manly go down to the Sutherland Sharks. It's the first win of the year for the Sharkies. The difference was Jeffrey Gerlach, returning from college in the U.S. and dropping 31 points. Although it would be Mossvale who pulled the rug out from underneath the Sharks to get the win over them. The Interwest Bulls were down with 1 minute to go. Thibault Francis kept the Mustangs in there with 31 points. While in Maitland's other match, they were able to outscore the Comets by 20 in the fourth quarter to get the W. The Central Coast stayed undefeated with their road win at Penrith, and then were able to hold on to a very pesky Newcastle Hunters. Blacktown got a scare from the winless Newcastle Hunters. Newcastle were up by 8 going into the fourth quarter, but the Storm came to steal the victory by 5 points. Norse got a cruisy 8-point win over Bankstown on the back of Brendan Reimar's 37. In Division II Youth League Men's, the top sides had a rest this week, which allowed for Manly and Hawkesbury to make up for some lost ground. Both sides were able to get the W. Despite the loss, Springwood's Dennis Starman was outstanding for his side, scoring 32 points. While in the inter-city rivalry, the Comets were able to sneak a win over the Sydney Uni Lions at home. The Division I Youth Women was a weekend of doubles, with all but 2 teams having to back up this weekend. Let's start with the Hills Hornets with their first match against the Newcastle Hunters. Hills were able to steal a victory at home. After having to fight back from a halftime deficit, Zoe Burke from Hills and Cassidy McLean from the Hunters leveling up, both scoring 17 points each. Newcastle were unable to pick up any points this weekend, going down to the Triple C on the road. Charlie Evans and Shakira Riley were unstoppable for the home side, combining for 51 of the Crusaders' 70 points. The Triple C were a perfect 2 for 2 on the weekend, defeating the Penrith Panthers on Saturday. The Sea Eagles were able to pick up the weekend double, getting the roadie against Sutherland, while Norse were unstoppable at home, as was Matty O'Hare, with a comfortable win over the Bruins. Now it's my favorite time of the week, thanks to our good friends at mvponline.com.au. Let's start off with the ladies. Nominees, Matty O'Hare, with 33 points on the weekend. She was huge for the North Bears. In Division I Women's, it was the Bathurst Gold Miners who got a pass from Tegan Burke, scoring 26 points for her side's victory. For the guys, Jared Sorensen from the Illawarra Hawks with only 10 points, but a massive 16 rebounds to stand out for his side. And in Division II Youth Men's, it was Springwood Scorchers' Dennis Starman, outstanding in that one with 32 points for the game. And thanks to our good friends at mvponline.com.au, these great players will get their prize packs. Brendan Ferris from the Central Coast Waves, and for the ladies from the Hornsby Spiders, it was Jessica Sancottolato. That's all the time we have for the wrap, but it is time for me to leave you with my quote of the day. Remember that success isn't owned, it's rented, and rent is due every day. See you next week.